Thing that you need at home. You're going to need some nail scissors. You are going to need an alcohol wipe or vinegar works. You need a cuticle pusher. Here are a few different types. You could use either one. You need a nail file, a buffer, and you need a heater, a heat source. Jamberry sells mini heaters, but you could also use your hair blow dryer at home. These are heat and pressure activated nail wraps, so it's very important to have a heat source. Okay, so Jamberry offers 350 designs. They last 7 to 14 days on your fingers and 6 to 8 weeks on your toes. So how we are going to prep our nails, first thing we're going to do, as Betsy said, we're going to use the alcohol wipe or vinegar. I personally use Dawn dish soap, or if you have, a good hand soap at home, we might not always have some of these tools. Beauty of it is we do have everything in our house. The next thing we're going to do, take the buffer, especially if you have acrylics or gels, or you're using, the Jamberry Junior wraps on those little nails, 8 and under especially. The oils are probably a lot greater on the little nails because they're so healthy, so make sure to really kind of buff them out and get those nail beds nice and ready for application. After that, you're going to take the nail file and make sure that your nails are all even. A big pointer for filing your nails is when you're applying the French tips. Get those nails nice and even before putting those on, and that way your tips will all look even as well. You also want to make sure that you push back your cuticles because you do not want your nail wrap to touch your cuticle or your skin, and so just gently push those back just like this. Mine are already kind of pushed back, but for the video I want to show you how to do that. Okay, do that on both hands and then you're set to go. The next step is taking your sheet and matching which wrap is going to go on which nail. So the first time you do this, this will take you a few minutes, but after that it goes very fast. Okay, there are 18 nail wraps here. So start with the smallest in your pinky. This is typically going to be the right size for your pinky. So it is for mine. What I'm looking for as I'm matching the wrap to the nail is to make sure that when I kind of fold it over to size it, that the wrap is not going to touch skin. Okay, that it's not too wide. It's better to choose a wrap that's a little bit on the smaller side. One of the biggest mistakes people can make is really wanting to make sure they cover their whole nail, and in doing so, they can choose a wrap that might be too big, and if I were to put this on here, you can see that it would touch my skin. That would mean that the wrap is not going to be very well adhered to the nail bed and it's going to lift. So it's better to choose a wrap that's on the smaller side, and if you have just a sliver of nail showing, it's fine. You won't even be able to tell. So I know that this wrap goes on my pinky finger. The next one actually goes on my index finger. That's my next smallest nail. Then the third one is going to go on my index finger. And then the fourth goes on my middle finger. And the fifth wrap goes on my thumb. Now these two I'll cut in half, the biggest one, and put these on each of my big toes, and actually I can cut these in half and then into little pieces, and I can get a full pedicure out of these two wraps. So now that I've sized up my nails, I'm ready to apply. Okay, so as Betsy just showed you, she was dealing with a full sheet of nails here. This is kind of half of one that I'm dealing with already. I've already applied some jams. So I'm going to do my thumb over here, and what you're going to do, you're going to take your scissors, go ahead and cut out the wrap that you're going to use, or you can do what works for you. I mean, everyone kind of has their own method that works. I cut it in half. Go ahead and just place that one down. Now you're going to kind of get the corner lifted. Grab your cuticle pusher, lay the edge just on the edge of your cuticle pusher so that, we don't want to touch the back too much because the oils in our skin will possibly disrupt the adhering of the Jamberry nail wrap. So leave it on the cuticle pusher. Then you're going to turn on your heater or get your blow dryer. you want to heat it for about 8 seconds. You want the sticky part facing the heat, and you want to heat it until your wrap gets soft, flexible, and maybe starts to wilt a little bit. And it's going right there. So she's done. Okay, yeah. All set. And if you're using a blow dryer, put it on high heat but low force.
Okay, so everybody just kind of be patient. Don't be too hard on yourselves. Try to get it as close to the cuticle bed. Line it up and just gently let it go with the cuticle pusher. Now I'm going to push it back, and I'm going to really round out those edges in kind of a pull stretch method. So I'm going to pull the tip, and I'm going to round it out and stretch it and really kind of apply a little bit of pressure. They are heat and pressure activated. So the more I kind of round out those edges, the better chance I have of making sure that there are no bubbles on the side. So now you're going to take your scissors. Some people cut like this, some people cut like this. I'm going to cut it away from me. And what I'm going to do is kind of trim as far down to the nail bed as I can.
And if you have Jamberry Juniors, or you're putting these on your daughter or little girl, you can just take nail clippers at this point and clip even some of the nail with the nail wrap, and then she's pretty much done.
Okay, so we like to do a few more steps. Even though there's no dry time, your nail wrap is on your finger. What we're going to do now is take a baggie from the kitchen. Everybody has a bag. You're going to wrap that bag really nice and tight around the nail, creating that nice crease on the edge. And what this is going to do is kind of create a vac seal to that nail. It's going to really, really make it stick.
And then you're going to heat it again. And if you don't have a baggie, just reheat. Just put your finger here and let it heat it up again till it's too hot. And you're,
okay, that's hot.
That's good. And then pressure. Okay, you can either take your finger, or mine's already on here, and press it down. And as you can see, I have on gold Jamberry nail lacquer, and I have a wrap that is clear with a white design. So you can also put these wraps over polish. So I take my cuticle pusher or my finger, and I really just push down. And we have curved nail beds, and so the pressure and the heat are important because you do not want to have any ripples on the sides, and so that extra heat and pressure really ensures that it's a smooth application.
Okay, so my thumb is ready to go. As you can see, I actually did, the bag was pretty much perfect, but if you do have any sort of excess hanging off the edge from, maybe you didn't cut it down far enough, which is totally okay, what you'll do is you'll kind of file downwards in a 45-degree manner, and you can see I'm not really creating a lot of pressure, but you won't see it with this nail, but what you will see normally is
you'll see a little edge, you'll have a little excess that's perforated off, okay? So mine's peeled off already, but you'll have a little bit extra here, and so this filing just kind of cuts it right there. And then you will literally just peel that little bit off, and you'll have a perfect edge, and then you are done. Your Jamberry nail wraps are applied. You have just put on amazing, beautiful, non-toxic, no scent nail wraps that are done. You can go do whatever you need to do. No chipping, no smudging, no drying.
Okay.
Now, to remove your nail wraps, these should last you 7 to 14 days, like we said. So when you're ready to switch them, or maybe you get to the end and a few are kind of worn a little bit, you're going to reheat because they're heat activated. So you're going to soften your adhesive, and it takes a while. So about 5 minutes. So we soak our nails in hot oil. So coconut oil, vegetable oil, olive oil. So really soak your nails. And then after they've been reheated and softened, you're going to start to lift on the edges a little bit like this. I'm just kind of pretending right now. But and then soak again. And then as you're lifting, push more oil underneath that nail wrap so that it really touches the sticky part of the wrap and helps the adhesive just slide right off. Now, one thing we love about Jamberry is they've created a product that is going to last you a couple weeks, but also is easy to remove at home. And so it's definitely not something you want to just rip off, but you can slowly remove it and have damage-free nails, for sure.
Okay, so the last thing we want to go over, I know Betsy is a hardworking mom and she's got her hands in dishes all the time and with 2 little babies, and I work with horses every day, so I know my hands, I'm really hard on them. So our take on Jamberry nail wrap maintenance is if you do get a little bit of a rough edge, which is completely okay, don't pick at it. Just carry a file with you and simply, if you feel that edge, just file in that downward motion, not across. I know that's the usual way to go, but file down, not too high on the nail, just 1, 2, 3, and you should have that really nice smooth edge. It's really nothing. So.
Or you can just reheat it once you start to feel a little edge lifting, and then just smooth it down, and you should be good to go for definitely several more days.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us. We hope that this is a great application for you today, and enjoy your jams.
Thank you.